Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I'm out here in the garden again today. It's the 20th of February today and it's just starting to warm up. We've got like a week or so of warm weather, so I've just been pottering around and I really need to repot my pre-bonsai chestnut tree that I've got over there. I showed you before, the pot's almost about to fall in half, so I need to get that done, and probably a few other things just while we've got some warm weather. Maybe some repotting and potting on and stuff, but I thought I'd bring you along, show you what I'm up to, so stay tuned, get back to you in a sec and we'll make a start. So today's video is going to be all about my pre-bonsai trees. None of the veg or fruit today, and I've got a few things which kind of desperately need repotting, potting on into bigger pots, and we'll have a little look, see what's going on. And the chestnut tree with the pot which is cracked in half, I need to get that into a different pot. I've also been planting a few of my trees out in the ground, so I'll run you over and show you that quickly. So obviously we've got the 8 birch trees there, or 7, that I planted last year. Pruned them back quite severely, and I've got a few more various things that I've planted in there. I think there's another couple of birch trees, a hazelnut, a little hawthorn down there, and that thing, whatever that is. I've got a few like little shrubs which I had in pots. I've just dotted around in a hedge for now, just to fill in some gaps, and it just means I don't have to worry about them, watering them. They look after themselves if they're planted in the ground. There was another thing, another flowering currant in there. This was just a cutting that I poked in and it survived, and it grew well last year. I'm not sure if I showed you it yet. It's just starting to come back to life. And I've got other things planted in a different area of the garden. Whether or not I can get down there or not, it might be too muddy. If I can, I'll show you that. Okay, so we're almost there. It's really wet and muddy down here. All the hill drains off down this way, and you can see the ground is just so slippy. It's just like almost pure clay. So I've got another row of trees here. I think I planted these last year, beginning of last year, or the end of the year before. Anyway, they've not been in the ground for very long, let's put it that way. And they've grown loads. That's a willow there. It's only a couple of years old, maybe 3 years old. Started off in a pot. Another willow. And believe it or not, more birch trees. I grew a load of birch from seed, and I'm just trying to put them places to keep care of them all. And one of my Japanese larch I put out here as well. So that's them. I'll probably plant more out here at some point. The soil's not great, but once they get going they seem to be alright in it. And it means I don't have to water them. I just come along and prune them, keep them under control. Okay, back to the veg garden now. Well, I'm just starting to call it the garden rather than veg garden, because obviously I grow mostly trees. So I've got all my trees along here, and I'm going to repot the chestnut now with the broken pot. This one, before it falls in half. And I'll probably just dump it out on the ground over here somewhere. Find another pot and just put it in a bigger pot without disturbing too much at the moment. So I'll make a start on that in a minute. And there's probably a few more things which need potting on. I've got lots of smaller things here, some of which have really outgrown the little pots. So I've got to decide what I want to do with them. Okay, so I'm going to do it around here somewhere, so hopefully you'll be able to see me. And you may not be able to hear me too well because I haven't got my microphone today. But what I'm going to do is I've got some recycled soil in there, compost and stuff I've emptied out of pots, and I make a lot of my own compost and reused compost, and I do buy some as well. So I'll get the tree. I can already feel the pots already in half. Get rid of that rock for now. It's a bit of a shame because that's quite a nice spot. I will bring you over in a minute and show you. So as you can see, it's filled that pot up anyway, so I'm glad that happened in a way. I can get it into a bigger pot and it'll grow much better this year. So that's what I'll do now. This one's filled up to about the right amount anyway, so literally all I'm going to do is pop it in there for now. I tend to plant things quite high, especially the trees. So that's literally all I'm going to do with that one for now. So it should grow really well this year now it's got all that new soil in there. So that's the chestnut pre-bonsai tree. Growing from a seed, it's about 3 or 4 years old now, I think. So that's that potted on. And like I said, it should grow nicely this year. And I've spotted a few of my little ones which need potting on. So we'll do that in the greenhouse. It's easier to just pick them up one by one and take them in. So this will be the first one, I think. Can't remember what it was. I think it was a fruit tree or something. No, it wasn't. I can't remember, but we'll find out when the leaves come out anyway. Some sort of bush, I believe. So there it is, ready to be repotted on the bench. I still can't remember what it was. I think it's some sort of flowering shrub. I'm almost tempted to say like hibiscus or something, but it's probably completely wrong. But it looks like it's just about to spring back to life. See all the buds along there. It really grew really fast last year. I didn't expect it. So it's been stuck in this little pot. I didn't realise how fast growing it was. I've got to go back out and get more soil, and when we start, we'll get that repotted. Right, so I've got my soil ready to go. Like I said, this is nothing special. This is emptied out plant pots. There's gravel in there, perlite I use sometimes, compost, just normal compost, probably some of my homemade chicken manure compost as well, I don't know. So I'll try and do things as cheaply as possible. I don't really like buying stuff. So we'll get that out of the pot now and have a look at the root ball, see what's going on in there. And depending obviously on how many roots it's got, I'll probably put it in one of these 3 litre pots for now. Right, so I figured out what it is. This is one of the two bargain supermarket fruit trees I did a video on. This one is the Aronia, the one on the right of the screenshot, which I'll put up now. So this is also called a chokeberry, I think, in some places. I've never heard of it before, so I bought these. And there was another one. I might go grab that one. That probably needs repotting as well. They both grew really fast. They were just little twiggy things, so you can see the difference if you go back. I'll grab the other one. Okay, so I found them both. So the one on the left is the honeyberry, the one on the right is the Arona chokeberry. So you can see they've both grown loads. I'll try and put a link into the video where I bought them from the shop, and I potted them on. They're only really cheap, like $1.99 or $2.99 I think. So anyway, they probably both need repotting. I think I might have done this one already. I have a feeling they both would have been in little pots, but I must have done this one already because of how fast it grew. Anyway, getting distracted with fruit trees is supposed to be pre-bonsai, but I can still pre-bonsai them. That one doesn't really need repotting, so but this one does. It doesn't look too bad, but this is quite compact, full of roots and stuff. And just for the size of the plant and how fast it grew, I want to get it in a bigger pot just to make it easier to water and stuff. So I won't disturb the roots too much. They're probably not too bad. I've got this strange one coming out the side there. Whether or not I decide to keep that or not sure yet, but I want to let it grow more this year. So I'm not really doing any work on it, just putting it in a bigger pot. So I'll fill this up about a third of the way with some compost. We'll just pop it in like that. I can adjust the angle now as well, so it's growing as like a twin trunk, so I might as well just put it more or less straight for now. Like so. And then I'll just fill in around the edges with the compost. Pretty straightforward really. And my pots are getting brittle. Keep breaking them. But I've still got loads left, so don't have to buy any yet. I've got given about 400 at one point, so that's all I'll do with that. I'll just pop it straight back outside. I won't water it because we're expecting rain today, and I'll find another one to do. Okay, so this one here, it's difficult to remember what's what in the winter. I think this is one of my little apple trees that I grew from a seed, or the only remaining one that I've got. The rest of them I can't even remember where they went. Probably died and got rid of them. So this one doesn't look too bad. It's probably fine in that pot. It just got knocked over, and a lot of the soil's come out, and the roots are exposed at the top. So we'll have a look. I might put it in a different pot as well. That one's got cracks and stuff in it. So it probably could do with a slightly bigger pot. I'll try. It's got a fair amount of roots in there. Dig down a little bit at the top just to see what's going on. We've got horrible roots sticking up there. But I'm not really going to do too much work at the moment. I might just cut that off. Hopefully you can see what I'm up to. Zoom you in a bit. So I've got this little bulgy, pokey up root here. That's the only thing I'm going to cut off today. So I'll just go as deep as I can. Just chop off. I'm not worried about the rest of the root that's in there. It'll just die off and break down. Just don't want that poking up. So I'll just leave it as it is and find a different pot for it. Right, so I've just got a pot. I've just grabbed some soil off one of the beds outside, off the growing bed. So I'll probably have to take some of this out. I'll try and make a hole. And it's all about just letting it grow nice and strong for this year again. So I'm not interested in doing much else to the roots at the moment. I'm going to have to tip some of this out. We will get around to my more advanced bonsai, the ones that I've done more work to, which need more root work doing, more detailed work. But these ones I'm doing now, I just want them to grow nicely for another year or so, until I decide to do something with them really. If I leave them potted up in little pots without doing anything, they'll just end up dying eventually. They'll outgrow the pot and just go downhill. Maybe no room left in the pot for the nutrients, so the plant's roots will fill up the pot and it will just not do very well. So that's all I'm doing today, is keeping them going for another year or so. Probably get 2 or 3 years out of what I've just done there, but I tend to do it every year or so, maybe 2 years sometimes. But anyway, that's that one, a little apple tree I believe. And the one that I put down a minute ago, which I had up here, can't remember what it is. I'm still thinking some sort of, it's definitely a shrub of some kind. But I noticed it's outgrown the pot. I've put a bamboo in there at some point, I'm not sure why. Maybe it was getting blown around. It looks, I have pruned it, so it's probably a lot bigger. And I've put a cutting in there. And the buds are swelling on that, so that's a good sign. So I'll try not to disturb the cutting or the roots at the moment. I'm just going to pop it in this big red pot for now. It's not huge, but it's at least twice what it's in now. So this was another thing which I was struggling to keep watered, so that's the main reason I want to get it potted on. Hopefully you can see okay. So I'll get that pot filled up a bit. It's the same thing over and over again at the moment. I hope you don't find it too boring. We'll get it out of the pot. Show you the roots. Well and truly filled that pot up. And I've only had this a year, not even a year. So every time I repot things, I'll try and straighten them up and get them at the nicest looking angle I can. So I think that looks quite nice like that. I'll show you anyway, a better view in a minute. And same as before, we'll just fill in with the soil. Might have to go rake a bit more off the bed outside. I should be alright actually. I can always top it up later on. I normally mulch them anyway with some compost and chicken manure and whatever I can get my hands on at the time. I'll leave the steak in there for now, I'm not sure what I'll do. Actually I'll just get rid of it for now. Don't think it's needed at the moment anyway. Get this bit of wire off. So what I could do is just tie the cutting to the trunk of this one, just to, actually no, there's no point. It'll be fine. So that's that one. Okay, so probably the last one I'll actually show you. I don't want to bore you, like I said. This is a little Cotoneaster type thing. ID on it's not 100%. It was just a little stub which just rooted, and I put it in a pot. I can't remember where it came from. I think actually it grew out of another pot somewhere. Maybe a clipping fell in there. Or the Cotoneaster things root really easy, and they grew really fast. It outgrew this pot really quickly. Just a load of roots at the bottom here. Everything's a bit soggy at the moment because it hasn't stopped raining. Anyway, so I'll get rid of some of this green stuff. Mossy stuff. It was more like, not moss, it was something else, I think. That's definitely moss. I'll just find another slightly bigger pot for that one. Probably that one I've been using as a scoop. So I'll go get some moss soil and we'll pop that in there. Okay, so just going to pop it in that pot. Just been scraped some more soil off the bed out there. I ran out of actual compost and bits and bobs at the moment, so it doesn't really matter. I'll just make a little hole in the pot for it and plant it in there. It should be happy in there this year, hopefully. I might have to repot it again at some point. Probably mid-summer it'll need repotting again with the speed that they grow. They're done with a bit more soil. Stick all these leaves and stuff in there as well. They won't do any harm. Just break down into soil anyway. So that's that one done. So I'm going to carry on doing bits and bobs in the garden, and if I find something interesting I'll get back to you and I'll show you. Alright, so these are the ones we repotted today. Potted on, should I say. Didn't do a full repot. My field maple fell over as well, so I might have to sort it out. I've kind of got it back in there, probably be fine now. I might need a bigger pot anyway soon. And I haven't looked at the roots in the grapevines and stuff for ages, years. So they're probably growing through the floor by now, through the holes. Anyway, not to worry. Loads of other seedlings, they're all Japanese maples along there. I'm not sure if they're going to need repotting, probably not. They tend to grow very slow. The Japanese larch we only got last year. It's grown loads. I haven't looked at the roots on that yet. But we're getting there. It's just a mud bath at the moment. Okay, thanks so much for watching, guys. Hope it wasn't too boring and long for you. Hopefully it was interesting and you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what you think, and if you want to see me do anything particular, let me know. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you're all good, and I'll see you on the next one.